Can the Premier League finish the current season? Here's what you need to know. The Premier League is the most commercially successful and popular football league in the world, and it had to stop play in March. Other leagues in Europe have also had to stop play, and some, like Holland and France, have cancelled the season entirely. Other leagues are trying to meet a UEFA deadline of May 25th to tell European soccer's governing body exactly what their plan is for getting the season finished. UEFA wants the season finished so it knows who's going to be in next season's European club competitions like the Champions League. Also, the Premier League needs to finish the season to meet its obligation to its broadcasters and ensure it gets its full money. They could lose out on £750 million. Also, the fans want to know who's going to be the champions, who gets relegated, who gets promoted, and there's a lot of money involved in those things as well. So every effort is going into trying to get football back on the field. The British government will decide on May 7th whether or not to ease the lockdown restrictions in place in the country. If they do, that might allow the opportunity for teams to go straight back into training and get themselves in fitness mode to start the league again in June. That will give them June and July and August to get the games played, get the European competitions finished and get everything in place for next season. The Culture Secretary, Oliver Dowden, who's responsible for sport, has said he's been talking to the Premier League about just that, about getting football back as soon as possible. But as soon as possible is complicated. It relies on good, sound medical advice and everything being in place for the league to come back in a safe way that doesn't put anybody at risk. But what kind of football would it be if the Premier League returned under these conditions? Well, certainly it would be football without fans. The games will take place behind closed doors. It would be broadcast on television, so at least the fans at home have something to watch. And on the field there might be some changes, with FIFA talking about the possibility of having 5 substitutions in a game in order to make the workload easier for the players during what will be a congested spell of fixtures. The big problem is though, what if the medical advice and the government situation don't allow football to come back? That situation, UEFA has asked the football leagues to present their names of teams for next season's European competition based on sporting merit. What does that mean? Well, it means that if the season hasn't finished, they have to find some sort of league table, declare a champion, relegate, promote teams, but most importantly for UEFA's point of view, announce which teams will play in the Champions League and Europa League next season. To do that by sporting merit would probably be done by the points per game method, working out an average of how teams have done this season. The other method could be just to freeze the season as it is now, which is what the Dutch league has done, and then declare the teams in those positions to be the ones who've qualified or been relegated or promoted. The problem with this though is all of it could be open to legal challenge. There's a lot of money involved in qualification for European football and even more money involved for promotion and relegation in and out of the Premier League. So this is a highly unsatisfactory situation. There is one final option, and it's one that's been floated, but one that's been rejected by many. It is, however, the most simple option, and that is to declare the whole season null and void. Nobody wins, nobody gets relegated, nobody gets promoted. The season starts again afresh with a new campaign in September or whenever football is able to be started safely. Again, this would leave many people very angry, none more so than Liverpool, who are 25 points clear at the top of the Premier League and are within reach of their first Premier League title in 30 years. They would hate to have that taken away from them, and their fans would surely be up in arms. There's no easy solution to this. There's no way at all for the Premier League to find a solution that would make everybody happy, which is exactly why they're doing everything they can now to try and get the season finished on the field.